And the projector. Let me see why that's not coming out. Hit this button over here.
Do you want me to like join the call on here?
Yes.
On this one? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No video? What's going on here?
There's no camera, I think, hooked up to that computer.
How do you go to the screen share from here? Do you know?
Why is it not doing that?
Buttons are.
Oh,
now it's fine. I think I should try it again.
There we go.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. Right.
It's just going to share your inbox, so you may not. You picked.
Oh.
So go back to screen share and share everything.
Entire screen. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're good.
Yeah, I'll start by showing the website. This is a website for the company that I work for. They fabricate insulation materials, and they want to like redo the website. It's I thought it'd be kind of neat to make my project kind of like a preliminary thing for that because they want to start doing that soon. And I talked to my boss about it, and he was all about it as well. So they've got this little first rung here with a bunch of different pages, and then this other little rung underneath it in the header. These ones are just order forms on the bottom, and then the one on top is kind of like just a whole bunch of information that I don't think is necessarily organized that well, and neither does anybody who works with me. So, yeah, and then the global navigation here. Well, this is just kind of like news. So let me go to this. So this just says a little something about the company, what they do. They're all about value to the customer and making the right materials, and they want to get information to people. So that's why the website needs to change.
Wait, you went past your site map.
Okay.
You're going to render that visually, right?
Like with colors and stuff like that.
Like in the form of a flowchart. You're the king.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I did that already.
Okay.
That's further down.
Okay.
So the site map, as you can see, material applications and composite materials, our services and our company is just tons of little information things. Ignore our company for now. Just look at the top 3. These aren't even like every single little page underneath these doesn't really contain any like links to go anywhere. These are all kind of just like informational pages that contain PDFs and stuff like that. So, I'm going to explain all the user scenarios too.
Is that Ron Howard?
I don't know. Maybe. I just typed in Ron on Google. I got the first picture. Probably.
He's like 60. But his age is 32.
Whatever.
Okay.
We can work on that.
Okay.
So he is a contractor and wants to know about a certain material, wants a quote on the material, and also wants to know about the specific engineering applications that the company does. So they're all about 2 or 3 to like 5 steps right now. And kind of like I don't know, I feel like the way that the website's organized, you do a lot of clicking, like random finding. If you didn't know where stuff actually was, like if you didn't do what I had to do to make this site map, to find all these things would be kind of difficult for a normal person, I think. But the next person, engineer, wants to see an overview of all materials, wants detailed information on one specific material, and wants to fill out an information request to get like on their email list or whatever. And 2 or 3 steps for each of those. And at the same time, so yeah, kind of confusing to figure it all out. And then this is another guy who would be like a CFO with his own company looking to like do business with the gun company. So, you know, trying to figure out more about what they do, like which would be like our company page. Wants to know about exact services so that to figure out what all do we provide so that he can see if we have what he's lacking. And also wants to learn about inventory subscribing, which is one thing our company does, which kind of like they send you materials on a regular basis because you're subscribed to their inventory to do business. So those are all important things too for the page. And so right now, this is what it looks like. You've got material applications, composite materials, and our services. There's 3 different pages that just have informational pages with like no links and anything that like goes to another part of the website. Like all of these are just like basically just text. Like this, if you click on electric equipment overview, I'll just show you. Material applications overview, you just get this text right here in the body. Global navigation stays the same for material applications, which makes sense, but like I didn't think that this needed a whole page to itself. I felt like this could probably be consolidated in a way that like you could have these 2 things as like a catalog. So let me go back here. So right, so you have these 3 pages that kind of take up all this information that I felt could be turned into one like organized catalog like page. So what
Wait. At this point, I don't want you to be making assessments. I mean, you
Oh,
have
really?
your opinion. You have your opinion about what might work. But the whole point of doing the card sort and the reverse sort and going through that process is to tell you what users think might work. Now, you as an expert have an opinion, but this is the process to kind of submit to what users are telling you, and then base your change on that. The other thing is, this flowchart, it looks really good and everything, and even though you think these should just be one page and consolidated, you're representing how it is, so I think you need to show them they're all separate pages. So,
okay, I see what you're saying, yeah. Like so, every one of these should be in its own little block.
Yeah.
That's the
tricky thing. It's going to be hard to fit it in there.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're a whiz at this. Make it work.
I could. It would just take a little bit of time.
And also, too, you want to make something that's visually compelling. So you're going to show this to your boss, and they're going to be like, oh, that's cute. We have all these little pages underneath there. And to help you communicate that point by putting them in separate boxes, you're showing he'll see or she'll see how kind of silly it is. And then your revised structure that you come up with is going to look so much more intuitive, hopefully. That's the goal.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You really want to represent what you're actually seeing, and don't go don't make the leap yet for how you're going to redo it, because you need to go through the process of having the users tell you what the problems are.
Yeah, exactly. But this is just supposed to represent what it is right now, and these are supposed to just be all the little individual pages. It's not really one page. It's just like, you click on that, and then you have this is the global navigation, and these are all individual ones. But I see what you're saying, and I'll try to represent it in the most accurate way possible. This is just what I drew up before then, and you can kind of see what my thought process was, where you have the 3 pages that just have their own little separate 12 pages of info, 9 and 7. This is the one how I would have done it if I would have updated it. So this would be the services catalog, which hosts applications overview and composites overview, and I would want them to be like, a collapsible, like consolidated list. It's kind of pick, applications. It opens up, and then you click on electric motors, and that would open up like because all it is really text for info for these things.
But
so
this is great, but I don't want you to be making these choices until you hear from your users. Your users may tell you, I don't know what you mean by applications.
Gotcha.
And so you have to submit to the process and be told, you know, and I know you wanted this, I know it's tempting because the problem seems so clear, but prepare to be surprised.
Gotcha. Okay. That's really all I have so far.
So put that on hold. That's going to come at the very end. Okay. And this whole idea about collapsible menus and that kind of stuff, that you will communicate in your wireframe that you design at the end, you know, so that people can take, because you're saying there's going to be a lot of rich info here, and people are probably going to want to see what is included, and you want to make that as quick and accessible as possible. And so that argues really well for having this kind of collapsible menu or whatever. But you have to go through the process of doing your card sort and your reverse sort, and you have the perfect audience. You're there. Well, you want to, I would say, you may have a bias because these people that work there already understand these terms and know what these things are. So you may want to use some of these people for your card sort, but then ask your mom, as you know, as random people. And you'll see, I'm sure there are people in this group that have already done it, and you're going to see the process. And it is some work, but that's the whole point of this project, is to go through this process and have that inform you for your redesign. Definitely. You like to jump to this, what you did in the last project in interface design. I
think my problem is I read the project page and then I just go to like do it, and then I never like look back at it. That's my main
well, you
problem.
have a lot of the work done, but you definitely need to go through this card sort and reverse sort process. So you'll need the time between now and Monday to get this done. So you'll see what other people will do. Okay. But you have a lot of the work done. So it looks very good to me. I don't know if do you guys out there have anything to add to Matt's project?
I like the presentation of the flow chart. It's clean.
Thanks.
I think you might just have to like make it smaller to put in the sub box.
I kind of want to like color coordinate things a little more, because I feel like right now, you know, it's all just bluish gray blobs. You don't really get a good idea of hierarchy. So I think that's an easy thing to fix.
It's not a very complex hierarchy.
Yeah.
And I think what works really nicely, and you guys should all take note, is his use of color. It's like, it's subtle, so you can actually still read it. You know what I mean? Like you haven't flooded the whole thing with color. And your line work is not, sometimes people make these flowcharts and the lines are so thick and bold, it really makes it hard to actually read the text inside the boxes. So you might even just select your outlines and take them down to like 0.5 of a point and see if you like that even better. Because what it will do is it'll make the content pop a lot more. Or take them down to 50% gray or something like that.
It's a good idea. Definitely. Cool.
Matt, I was just going to say that you have a ton of pages, which is the same kind of problem or issue that I'm dealing with my website. So I think it's just like an added challenge is how to organize so many pages with just information on it.
I agree.
So I think you kind of did that in a cool way.
Thank you. Yeah, I tried to think about that. But we'll see what the users think.
Yeah, that should be interesting. Okay, cool. Can you go ahead and stop sharing?
Yep.
And then don't log out yet. So we're going to have Eric and Jaleesa will probably come in and. Hi, Jamel.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Everybody in this room, and then we'll go to you guys.
Say what?
I'll just have everybody here finish presenting, and then we'll jump to you guys.
Okay.
Okay. So.
I think it's easier for me to decide on my, because I have stuff to show.
Go ahead and jump in.
Okay.
So Eric's going to go next. He's going to join the video call. We'll just leave it for now. Oops.
Oh.
Well, Jaleesa can sign in up there. It's fine.
Okay.
Oh, no, then we can't see anything. Why don't we let Jaleesa go ahead and sign in up there, or did you want to present from your computer too?
Well, you could probably just set the to show. Well, I'll screen share and then it should show up there.
No, but nobody's logged in up there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jaleesa, can you just log in, or Matt, can you log back in real quick? Technical issues here, and that way they can jump in however they want.
Okay.
Thank you.
Should I join the call again? Okay. Cool.
Okay. So yeah, you just take over the screen from your computer. As long as they can hear you. I can move my laptop down here so that, because my laptop is the microphone.
Okay. I'm not sure if I'm fine.
Yep.
But how do I screen share again?
Oh, are you sharing right now, Matt?
Is it? I guess it's not.
We don't want you to be.
I didn't click on it. It just like. Are we screen sharing up here?
No, don't share.
I can only see my logo, so I don't think I am.
Can you go to the green button over there? What does it say? Just click it for a second. Okay, nope, you don't see that. Crappity, 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 crap. Okay, why don't we jump over to Katie for a second, and while we figure out what's going on. Katie or Jamil or Sophie?
Yeah, I can do mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I have a lot of the pieces, but I don't have it all kind of together, so I'm going to just hop around. But let's see. So I showed you my user group last time, and do you want me to go through that again, or just jump to what I've done?
Yeah, just what you've done.
Okay, so I redid the flow chart, which again, like the colors are like more subdued. I can still bring down like the home and these up here, but I think the rest are pretty good. And again, I just was looking at the website, the Webster Leiden website, and I feel like it's just so many drop-down pages when you first get to it. You see all of this when you first get there, to the point where you have to scroll in order to reach the rest of About Webster. It's that many pages. So this is after doing my card sort, which I can show you that here. So.
And how painful was the card sort to do, Katie?
How painful was the card sort?
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. I didn't have the software because like the link wasn't working, so I just did it like I downloaded Xsort and did it that way, and then I just kind of like made the Excel sheet. So it was a little more like manual, trying to like get all those pieces together. But it wasn't too bad. I feel like I wasn't too shocked with the answers that people gave me. There was a couple of different ways people were going, but I kind of just went with the general idea. And then, so then I came up with the new architecture, which kind of, at first, I realized can look similar. Because look how big this drop down is, and you're like, wow, like that doesn't fix anything. You have to realize when you first would like look at this on the website, you would just see the yellow. And if you're, someone looking for a master's, you don't care about the undergrad, so you're just going to jump straight to the grad programs. What I think is like important, because before you have to get through all of this to get to the one thing you want, which could be applying, could be finding the career center. With the new way, it's more of like, I know what I want, so I want to go to that section rather than trying to read through all the other people's sections that you don't care about.
Right. I think it looks great.
And then I also have my reverse card sort results, at least, which I try to mimic like one of the past examples, and it's very big, but basically I got, almost all found. It's just a few people were confused on some things.
That's great.
But I don't have the wireframe yet. That's the one thing I haven't started.
Right, and just what I would say works is an easy way to do your wireframe is you might want to take a screenshot of the existing homepage and then you know, draw outlines on top of it and indicate and you don't need to include that in the final wireframe, but that might be a starting point, and then you can you know, adjust things that you want to make different. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're kind of working with the same proportions, but then you can indicate where things are different.
Okay.
Some people have left the screenshot kind of faded in the background so that you can see how your proposed changes are going to differ from what is there right now. But it's up to you.
Okay.
So can you just, for those like Matt that haven't done the card sort and the reverse sort, did you feel like the lynda.com video explained it pretty well?
Yeah. I even got getting the software exort from the lynda.com video, which was really nice. And then I just kind of mimicked from there, and then also some of the examples to come up with how I wanted to do it. And then my roommates were the guinea pigs, and just kind of like wandered around campus and had like people do it, and it wasn't too bad. Yeah.
And I think this is what makes the pretty, like this type of a presentation. If you have a client, like Matt's client is the company he works for, and he shows them something like this, what that does is it helps make your case. You're not saying this is the Matt Mader opinion of how things should be done. This is the opinion of 15, 20 people or whatever who would look this way to find these things. And then not only have I made the plan from what they're telling me, I've even tested it using the reverse sort, and 100% of people could find things because of this way. And that just gives you validity and you know, and I think this all looks really cool in your PDF, and then when you have that final flow chart and that final wireframe of how you would change it, it's a lot more compelling.
Yay.
I think this is a really great piece for your portfolio. Katie, what you've done so far, I mean, hopefully all of them will be, but what you've done so far looks really great.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, Eric, are you ready now?
Yeah, I'm just having trouble joining the call.
Do you want to just project? Can you project from Matt? Can you take your files and email them or something and just project from Matt? Okay. Jamil or Sophie or Jaleesa, do you guys want to go next? Who wants to go next?
I'll go, I don't mind.
Okay, Sophie, we'll go over to you.
Okay, I'll turn on the screen share.
Well, I'm so relieved to see that this is making sense to you guys. Yeah. I'll have to look. I think it's in the assignment itself. It tells you what lynda.com video to watch. And I don't think, how long was that lynda.com video? I watched it last year. I don't really remember. It was like 2 hours or something?
It was like over 2 hours.
I feel like it was an hour.
It's not that bad. Okay, Sophie, we got you pulled up here. We're ready.
Okay. So I kind of finished mine and submitted mine because I have so much other stuff I had to do, so I was like, I'm just going to do it. So yeah, I chose WatchMojo because it was a website which I started to use really regularly. So yeah, I just kind of noticed that I always had trouble finding like good movie recommendations because their website, I mean, I can show you guys their website. It's not the best website. It looks really, yeah, this is it. It just looks really amateur for what it is, because they actually have over 5 billion views on their YouTube channel, so they are getting quite big. But I thought, wow, how can you have this website when you're kind of large-scale website right now? So these are just kind of my user groups. I just couldn't think of any, so I ended up doing high school history teacher, a freelance movie critic, and just parents. I kind of thought, well, they contrast kind of different things which they would want to find in the website, on the website. So yeah, these are just like, I made the profile and then the user scenario charts on 2 different pages because I like everything to be spaced out and readable, especially because I have really bad eyesight, so this made it easier for me. So this is their current, oh, this is really small, I'm so sorry. I'll try.
It's totally legible.
Whoa. So yeah, this is their current sitemap, and yeah, it's really basic. And just there's so much in the categories that if you want to do, let's say, video games, you wouldn't really think, oh, let me go in the categories. It's just the whole website just seems really illogical to me. And also, I thought, why do you need a trivia or calendar selection when this is a website which focuses mainly on movie critiques? So I just thought, okay, calendar, you want to know when a movie's coming out, or trivia, okay, how many episodes does Friends have? I thought it was really not significant in terms of their website. So, this is the card sort. Oh, and oh wow. So yeah, these are kind of the questions I'd asked to make the new categories, and then these were my results for every question. So that's I also went through the lynda.com video, and I just manually did it. So I just asked a bunch of friends or people at Webster here to just do the card sort for me, and I recorded, yeah, it in a table and just made my own table. So that was quite straightforward in the end. And then these were the new categories I came up with in the end based on my card sort results. And what I found was that on the original website of WatchMojo, there was no direct link to the YouTube channel. So that's why I made a note, kind of, oh, there should be a direct link. So I thought I would critique a bit. So
that's a great observation to pull out right in there. You may want to keep that more prominently in your wireframe. Like that's kind of like the key thing. You know, it seems like their YouTube channel. So maybe you want to give that like a spotlight area where it's like a featured video or something like that.
Okay.
So those are some decisions that going through this process you may come up with those conclusions to inform what your wireframe does.
Yeah. Yeah, I put it in the new wireframe in the footer of the new wireframe, let's say. So my wireframe is the last slide, so we'll get there. But
can you see how much your flowchart is changed? I mean, the original one was really narrow and deep, and now you have like what they say, a good architecture has breadth and depth, and that's exactly what has resulted. You know, so that's really exciting. I mean, that's what we saw with Katie's too. After this, going through this process, this really unbalanced architecture has become something that's more balanced.
Yeah, that was my goal, because this website, I was always so confused. So I thought, okay, I would end up searching for everything because I never knew how to get there. You probably had to click on 20 different things to get to your desired web page, let's say. So that's kind of what I did in my revised sitemap. I decided to get rid of the calendar and trivia, also have like frequently asked questions, and just break down the categories into the main ones, and then you can do search for more, which I felt it just simplified the process. And they didn't have kind of information about the founders or any way of contacting them, and I thought maybe you could send in a suggestion. That was one thing which I wanted to always do, like, oh, maybe you could make a critique about this film. So I added that, and I kind of broke down because they had one chunk of the categories news and discovering movies, so I decided to take those apart and make those 3 individual categories. So that's how that came about.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, that's my new wireframe. So that's kind of the end. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so I think clean websites are the best. I think they're easy to understand, so that was the goal of this project for me, to give this really complicated website with no clear kind of path or goal, kind of just a direction, and make it easy to understand. And also, like, as I wrote, a link to their YouTube channel or a way to contact them, just to make it easier to find all the information. So this is the end result which I came up with.
Okay, do you guys have any comments or suggestions or questions or anything like that?
I don't know how to show the results. There's like not an Excel page, but the actual page. It's a really good idea, I think.
Uh-huh.
It just adds to it overall tremendously.
Right. You know, the way that you want to show your results, I think, I mean, I like the Excel sheet and like the highlighted areas that indicate kind of like where you had 100% hits. You know what I mean? It visually just points out the accuracy of the categories that you've come up with. But I think what you've done is like making a statement about what you found. Some of it is not super quantitative. Some of it is qualitative, and you make discoveries by going through this process, and you want to communicate that in some way. So I think that's totally valid. My only 2 suggestions for you is, one, I don't think that if I were hiring you as my information architect to help me reconfigure my site, and you told me to get rid of some of my content, I don't know how I would take that. Like, I don't think that you as an information architect have the authority to say, get rid of your trivia. You know what I mean? You may not realize that, but they might have like a big audience that comes to the site just for their goofy trivia. And by killing that, you may have destroyed something in their site. So I think adding it into the Discover area in the calendar, or maybe calendar goes under news and trivia goes under Discover or something like that. I think they fit nicely in your new architecture, and I like the idea of adding sections to help accommodate the existing content, but killing certain areas of content, I think that's sort of out of your purview. So I would put that back in. My other suggestion is your wireframe. Okay, so go to your wireframe. A second. So when you put your wireframe like this and you're using the whole page, it's a little confusing because I don't know what's screen and I don't know what's being labeled. So create a box that is actually the wireframe portion. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then this image, it's a bit ambiguous. After going through all of this, you have some opinions about what belongs on the home page. You know, what about like maybe you have like, your objective of your homepage is to get people to explore and drill down further and get sucked into this site, right? Yeah. So come up with some creative things to put on the homepage, and you don't have to mock it up. Just indicate in boxes what the ideas are. Maybe it's like just they've got this database of trivia, so why not use a column like did you know how many times has Leonardo DiCaprio been nominated for an Oscar and failed and not won? Yeah. And then see more trivia, and then that gets people sucked into the site. Or here's the featured video of the day, or latest review, or like use this is such valuable screen real estate that you need to take advantage of to get people in, because the more people that are looking at their pages and watching their videos, the more money they're going to make from ad revenue or however this site makes money. So you've got to take advantage of that. I think you can do a better job of convincing us to reallocate the space on the home page to suck more people in.
Okay, then I'll do that.
That would be my main concern, and I think you can get more space by moving. I think I would move your Watch Mojo logo to the left, and then have your social media icons right up there in your top header bar, and then you can use that whole bottom area for some of the things that we're talking about that are going to suck users in.
Okay, then I'll do that. Good.
But I think it looks really good. I think you did a great job, Sophie, with not much feedback or direction. So that is great. You did a really nice job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I will.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'll stop screen sharing then.
Okay. We have Eric, Jaleesa, Jamil. Eric's been. Are you ready to go, Jaleesa?
Yeah. I sent you my
okay.
stuff.
Okay. Okay. Well, Eric's getting ready to go.
Okay. Am I still screen sharing?
I think you're good. I don't think you're doing that anymore. Oh.
Good.
So this is Eric as Matt. You guys want me to go over the final project, or you guys just want to focus on this for the next few days?
When would our next critique be?
Well, we're going to do Thursdays for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Except I have a little problem with this Thursday, so I might have to move the time around just a smidge. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Do you guys want to have a critique over the weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, Camille's nodding.
I don't know if I'll be able to do a weekend one, but I'm already good in critiques.
Okay, you're good. You have enough. Okay, well, why don't I in the past we've done them at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. I don't know if Sophie and Katie really need one.
Well, I still need, I think, like 3 more.
Okay.
So I don't know if you could possibly do it at like 10:30, then I will make it because it's 5:30 my time. So then I'll definitely be able to.
Okay. I have no plans on Saturday except schlepping my kids around. So let me just go check on that. And then I'm going to have to propose Thursday later in the day. That might be quite late for you in Leiden. So what time is it there?
4
o'clock. Almost quarter to 4?
No, 4:45.
4:45. So you're 7 hours ahead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to propose. Let me think. I'll think about this for a second while Eric is presenting. Okay.
Also, Julia, I'm gonna have to leave at like 5:10, 5:15ish, just so you know.
Oh yeah.
Well, which is, I don't know what time that is for
Whatever. We should be wrapping up. It's cool, Katie. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. Eric, you ready?
Hi.
I don't think you're screen sharing.
I'm on that.
No. Go back to Matt. There.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
There we go.
Okay.
It's working now?
Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay. Yeah. So I'm doing heifer.org, which is a variable website, and they have a lot of different areas in which they take in donations and causes they support. It's a pretty good website, and I kind of structured it in bulleted format. And then I went ahead and attempted to make a flowchart find the file. I'm thinking about restructuring the flowchart though, just to make it a bit more standard in terms of flowcharts.
So this is the existing site.
This is is the existing site so far. So it's a pretty big site. There's a lot of different pages with text, kind of comparable to the other websites we just saw.
Uh-huh.
And there's a lot of different pages for the various topics. So then I can go into user scenarios, which I have 3. So I have one person who is a student who's doing a research project with charitable donations and is looking for all the different areas that Heifer can that kind of participates in, which can include like education or food or poverty or environment. I have another person who is a businessman who's looking to donate and find causes which help children from around the world. And then I have another person who is a reporter who's doing a story on Heifer and is looking to contact someone for an interview.
Okay.
And then I am still in the process of doing a card sort and reverse sort, so that's pretty much what I have so far.
Okay. Any comments so far?
Did you say something for the wireframe or no? Did I just hear you?
No, I don't have the
Oh, my
wireframe
bad.
now.
That's not till the very end anyway.
Can you go back up?
This one?
That's interesting how you decided to do that. What did the 3 columns represent again?
So it's a different like
Level of
depth or level of depth
Okay.
in the site.
That makes
so
sense. Okay.
that was my focus, but it was a little bit hard to fit everything in.
I don't think, I mean, I think that this format is fine. I would just, if those bullet point items are all separate pages, I think I would represent them as separate pages.
It's like boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just to indicate so we know,
Sure.
we can really see the difference.
What if you just eliminated the boxes and just did them all with bullet points? Do you think that would communicate like the same thing like better, or
Sure.
does it have to be all boxed in?
I think you could do them all as bullet points as long as you did it consistently.
Yeah, I think because he's already got like boxes that everything kind of sits in.
Yeah,
as long as it's through each bullet's like a page.
That makes sense. Yeah.
you might want to
Probably reduces the clutter.
you might want to expand the leading so that those elements sit apart from one another a little bit more.
Okay.
The user scenarios, you realize that you're missing the part where you come up with 3 tasks.
Oh, the tasks, yeah.
That each, okay. And I know that you think these people are really different, and they are different ethnically, but in the photographs, age-wise, they all look about the same. Okay. So it just might just mean making another picture, but your objective, remember, this is like a persuasive piece that you're creating. This is something you'd give to a client, and you want to show that you are like testing the spectrum, like you know what I mean. So you want to show that you are considering this really diverse group, and so you need to communicate that visually as well. So get an old dude in there. I'm just kidding. Okay, but good. It's a good start. I kind of like your unconventional flowchart. I think it sort of works.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, carry on, as Tim Gunn would say. You guys don't get the Tim Gunn references at all, do you? No. No? Okay. It's just wasted on you people.
Sorry.
My Project Runway references.
I love Project Runway.
What, Tim Gunn?
No,
He always is like, carry on, designers, carry on.
Make it work.
Make it work. Yeah. And he also says, I'm perplexed. And yeah, there's some other good lines. I like him so much better than the All-Stars mentor. Jamil or Jaleesa, who wants to go next? Okay. Yeah. All right, Jaleesa piped up first. Sorry, Jamil.
Sorry.
If you can hear them, I'm going to move back closer to Jaleesa so you guys can hear her. Or turn your audio. Well, I'll just move back since this is working right now. Okay, you guys let me know if you can't hear her. Oh, sorry. All right, Jaleesa, you're on, girl. So go ahead and share a screen.
Okay. So this is what I have so far. I'm doing 636 Studios, which is a game, a company for a game development company. So this is their website right now. It has 5 pages on it. They're pretty basic. Very basic. So I made the flowchart for it. Yeah, so I made the flowchart for it. The different colors represent the hierarchy. These are the 5 main pages, and then these are the secondary pages, and then the last 3. The blue outline around these, I was trying to show basically that you can click on them, and it kind of goes through, like, not really a slideshow, but you click next game, and then it goes to the next one, or you can click out of it completely.
I got you. So from that page, you can click any of them, and then like while you're on one of them, if you hit next, it'll take you to the one underneath it, and then back up to the top.
Yeah.
That's a good way to portray that. It makes sense.
Okay. So I made 3 users. One is a college student, another is a journalist, and another is looking for a job. So I don't really have 3 tasks yet, but I kind of went through what they're looking for. So the college student is doing a research project on small businesses in the St. Louis area. So she would probably end up going to the about page or the main page. But both of these pages are pretty similar. They both display basically the same information, so it's kind of confusing. Okay, and the journalist wants to interview the workers of the company, so he'll probably go to the about page and maybe look through some of the games to see like what types of games they make. And then the last person is wants to apply for a job, so she would probably look through the company values, the games, and then go to about the contact page. That's all I have so far. Right now, I'm going to start my card sort.
Do you think you have enough with this particular site? Like the site, I don't know if this is the best site for this project because there's just not that much content. I mean, part of the objective of the project is to, you know, this organization or company is trying to communicate a lot of information, and there's just not tons of information there that you have to work with. So I don't know how much of it. I mean, the site is only 5 pages, really.
Yeah.
So I hate to tell you this right now, but I just don't think you're gonna. I just don't think you're gonna end up with a very interesting project because there's just not enough content to analyze. What do you guys think?
Yeah, is it like a completely independent page? Does it go to like any other pages, or is it like hosted somewhere else maybe? Or does it go on some?
No, that's good. I can choose a different website. I just have to do a lot of it.
Well, I mean, we can talk about like extending the deadline or something like that to maybe later in next week. But I just want, my objective is to have you guys have really great projects to show potential employers. So I don't want you to miss out on an opportunity to have a good project. And I just don't think, I mean, there's just not a lot of content there for you to analyze. Like in all of the examples we've seen so far, you won't be able to come up with for your card sort 20. How many tasks, Katie and Sophie? How many tasks did you come up with? 15 or 20?
25.
Yeah. There's not going to be 25 things. You're going to repeat 25 different things that people would be wanting to find on that site. I just don't think it's robust enough to get lost in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you want to, if I would definitely recommend doing that. And you know, all of the other feedback that I would have given you so far is, you know, you need the user scenario. The same thing with Eric. You need to come up with your user tasks just like everybody else did. You need to, your three people look very similar in age range, you know, so I would try to make that more diverse in terms of age and ethnicity, everything. I didn't really pay attention to their ethnicity, but I just noticed they all look young. I would try to make them more diverse looking so that you're showing that you're looking at all of the different extremes of people. And then when you're talking about a hierarchy with a flowchart, do you guys remember that Tufte reading where he showed the color and how it was being used to represent different depths in the ocean? And it was immediately understandable because the color, the gradation of color was associated with a gradation of depth. So you understand that more value of color meant something that was deeper, and less color meant something that was shallower. When you use color kind of arbitrarily, you don't have like that attached meaning to it. So what I'm trying to get you to do with your flowchart is, if you want to show hierarchy with color, don't just pick random colors. Do gradations of colors, because then you understand, oh, I'm going deeper or I'm going shallower, and you can kind of take advantage of the inherent meaning of the color to indicate depth in your hierarchy in your flowchart. But in this case, there's just not much to the flowchart, so it doesn't really matter all that much. But when you're getting into architectures where there's lots of hierarchy, that's one way to make it really visually clear how this depth is working. So, Jaleesa, if you need more time, we can extend the deadline, but I want people to get going on Project 3 who are wrapping this up. Okay? Mr. Jamil, are you set?
Say what?
You ready?
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have too much. I started over on my project. The website I was doing wasn't working, similar to what she had, stuff like that. So, I mean, I had a decent amount of it done, but I've started over. I should be done this week.
Are you finding this critique to be helpful, seeing what other people have done?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially with like the flowcharting of the website and everything like that, because my original flowchart on my one was terrible. So it helped clean it up. All right. So here's the website I'm doing now. The other one just didn't have enough material. It's the St. Louis Symphony. Going back to it, pretty basic and stuff like that. But I've just started right now with my flowchart and stuff like that. So I'm not worried about making it pretty or anything right now. I'm gonna go back and do that in Illustrator, I think. But I just wanted to get every page labeled and stuff like that, and then I'll find out best how to connect the dots and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's really where I'm at right now.
Okay, and you don't need to indicate drop-down menu. I think that little what I'm seeing in your flowchart so far. It's beside the point. Don't worry about including that. I would just take those out.
Okay.
Because that's really just the mechanism to get you into these lower level, and what you're trying to communicate is just what the structure is.
Okay.
And be sure when you like all of those pages under Plan Your Visit, for example. Those are at the same level, so you're going to want to create a branch that indicates that they're all on the same level, so it doesn't imply that it's like a linear structure, like you have to go through Symphony 101 to get to the next thing. So make sure that you have the branch coming in over on the left, and so that we understand that they're all at the same level.
Perfect. Is there a way we can get some of the people who submitted theirs? Can we get those on the Webster website so we can take a look? Or
see, I have. Well, it's up to these guys. You mean like Katie's and Sophie's and stuff?
Yeah,
pretty done.
Sophie's. I really like Sophie's and Katie's. Yeah, both of those are really nice.
Well, you guys can figure that out. I mean, I'm sure it's up to them. If they are all set with it, I can list it under student work. But there's also a couple of examples under the student under the assignment pages. I don't know if you took a look at the previous.
I did.
So there are those, but just reach out to Sophie. You have her through the Canvas, and you guys can and figure out how to share that.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. I made my changes just now, so it's pretty much how Julia wanted it, so I can post it wherever I can post that.
You guys, Matt just suggested in one of the discussion areas, I do think I have a discussion set up that's like questions and answers. So check that discussion thing out, and if you want to post something in there to show your work in progress, you can just upload a project in there and then send me an email so that I send out an announcement to the class like, hey, check out what's in the discussion. You can see Katie and Sophie's flowcharts by going into this discussion. And you guys can ask each other questions, especially with this card sort. I'm glad that it made sense to the people that have done it so far, but you guys may have questions among each other. So just to, so Jamil, I think you picked a great site because there's a lot of information there. So it's just a matter of, moving through it. And you've heard all the comments about picking your representative users, coming up with the tasks. You have a model to do all of that.
Yeah, and I had a lot of it done with the earlier one too, so I kind of know what I'm doing and stuff like that. It just, the site wasn't big enough and it wasn't working.
Okay. Okay, so since everybody's done with the critique, I'm going to take over the screen for a second and I'll show you a couple of things with the class-related stuff. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, Eric, will you click over to me up there so that my stuff is projecting? Okay, so I've been posting all of the critiques. Everything should be there, and I will post today's critique so you guys can go back and look at it. If you guys look under modules, there's a lot of reading in these last few weeks. I've got everything posted for week 11-12, which is this is the time period that started Monday. So, anyway, just FYI, that's all there. If you go under discussions, I keep leaving the last discussions up since there hasn't been tons of responses. But if you go to general discussion, questions and answers, that's a good spot for you guys to share information. In terms of scheduling, I'm going to have to set myself an alert. I know, let's take the, some of you guys just want to be done with this project, and that's great. You can get it done. You've gotten some feedback. You can participate in the critique on Saturday. So I'm just going to go ahead and set that up right now. So let me go to the syllabus and edit it. Okay, so we have, I haven't really paid attention to all of these dates, but, oh, shoot. So what I would do, this is kind of out of date because I haven't looked at this, spring 1. Well, here's what I'm proposing. I can do Saturday at 10:30, and then also next Thursday I have a conflict in the morning, so I'm going to propose 2:30 in the afternoon, and you guys can jump in online if you need it or not. And then that's going to be kind of late for you Leiden people next Thursday.
Because what time would it be for us? You would do 2:30, so for us it's 9:30, right?
Yes.
That's not too bad.
That's okay.
If you don't need it, what I will also do too is I'm going to put that out there in the announcements, and if nobody wants it, then I'll schedule another one a week from Saturday as well, so that you guys have plenty of opportunities to get critiques in the next week. So instead of just waiting until next Thursday morning, I'm going to do Saturday, Thursday afternoon, evening, and then the following Saturday. Does that sound good? So that should help people a lot who are needing critique times. Okay? Yep. So please take advantage of it, okay? If you want, if you look under the module for week 11-12, which is these 2 weeks, I did post navigating a collection on an iPhone, which is your last project. So it sounds kind of ambiguous and weird, but it's actually really, you're kind of designing an app. I don't want you to think about designing an app. I really want you to think about the task of navigating a collection. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there are people that are almost done with Project 2, and you probably want to take advantage of all these critiques coming up to get feedback on things. So you may want to jump and get started, and some of the preliminary work isn't that intense. So go ahead and start looking at this first assignment. I don't have any final projects linked here. So I will update this, but if you're interested, and I'll go over it in the next critique because I know a lot of you are still really thinking about Project 2, but if you want to move along and get some feedback, go ahead and look at the first part of this project and maybe the second part of the project, but at least the first part of the project. And if you get some of that work done, then you'll have something to get feedback on in our next critique. Does that make sense, guys?
Are you talking about like when we go to assignments and actually click on Project 3?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's just the Project 2 rubric. So there's actually no information about what I have to do. It's just like the table, category choice, 5 user scenarios. So do I just follow those, or are you going to post stuff like step 1, do this? Like
I'm not sure why you're not seeing it. If everybody else having trouble? Oh, you can't see it. Okay, I see the problem, Sophie. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can fix it right now. Assignments. Oh, so did you access it through the module?
No, I did just like assignments, and then they're all there. But I can check if I can go to it.
Let me see. Visual projects. Oh, it says not available until April 1st. Huh, maybe that's the problem. Let me make it available now, and then maybe you'll be able to see it. Today is the 30th. Let's see, April. It's not due April 28th. It would be due May 9th. We'll make it. Well, so the last critique would be our last week of class, which would be May 5th. So I'll make it available until the 9th, and it'll be due May. We'll make it due that Friday at midnight, May 6th at midnight, because that's the last day of the semester. And it's available starting at the beginning of the semester, which is January 11th. Okay. Or 10th. All right, done. So, oh wait, last date cannot be before due date. Oh, it's due May 6th, and we're going to close it out on May 9th. Okay, can you guys see it now? Yeah. Okay, good. So go ahead and move forward on that. There's also a lot of reading and quizzes and everything. And the visual scavenger hunt stuff, I'm really not marking anything late on that visual scavenger hunt. So just get through it all. I'll keep the discussions open. The reading should still be available. Just try to get yourself caught up. Okay?
Super.
All right, I will send out an announcement with the exact dates, and then I'll post the whole schedule for critiques for the rest of the semester. I have some crazy travel going on, so I'll be adding Saturdays and all sorts of crazy things. But at least we know what the next 3 are, and take advantage of them, please, okay? Because I don't want you freaking at the very end that you don't have enough critiques, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, bye, guys. See you later.
Have a quick question.
Oh, a quick question, yeah.
Yeah, I don't quite know who said they'd want my project, but if they can possibly just like send their email or something, then I can retransfer them my PDF.
Okay, that sounds good. I think it was Jamil, but I will reach out to him and make sure he can.
Okay, otherwise, you can send me his email through like Canvas, and then I'll just
Okay.
You can just give it to him. I resubmitted it, so if he wants it, it's all good by me.
Okay, I might just do that then. I might post it in the discussion. That's what I'll do, and I'll let everybody know it's there.
Okay.
Okay,
Super.
thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, hey, Sophie, by the way, I'm offering interface design in the fall in the same format if you want to take it. It'll be listed as a light-in section.
Okay, good.
So I can explain what that class is all about too, but we'd love to have you. There'll be a light-in section.
Okay, super.
Okay.
I'll keep my eye open. Thank you.
Bye.